Hello everybody, welcome to the first deck study of the new year, and this deck is going to look very familiar to a lot of you, I'm sure, but anything that comes out from Daniel Madison I get my hands on pretty quickly, and this is his new deck from Ellusionist. It is the Lion's Den Casino and Lounge deck. Now, the design concept behind this deck is that if Daniel were to be running a casino, this would be the deck that he would be using in that said casino. Obviously the name of the casino would be the Lion's Den, and that's kind of the thinking behind the design concept of this deck. It is obviously very similar to some of his other decks, which is a little disappointing. I keep waiting to see some new things from some of his decks. The back design is obviously a lot different from what you'd be expecting, but the face cards are pretty much standard to Daniel's other decks. So here's the box. Really quickly, we're going to go through this. I don't want to make it too long and drawn out, but you can kind of see the lion's claw in the middle there, and it's gold with a plain box, minimalistic and modern, as Daniel likes to do on all of his decks, and pretty cool font there. It's kind of the Old English type font there. It was really cool, really nice. Other than that, it's plain. The back is plain, the sides are plain, no writing on them. On the back, which is I guess something a little bit new, that he has started his own production company. So this is the first deck from Madison Productions, distributed by Ellusionist and printed by the US Playing Card Company. So that's kind of all the people involved. It's obviously Daniel's deck. It was artwork done by Jeff Lianza. As usual, he's done all the artwork on all of his decks. So you can see the Madison logo here, the Ellusionist logo here, and some quick Ellusionist legalese on the bottom there. So simple, as Daniel always does on his decks. Let's get into the cards. Spend a little bit of time on them. It's definitely a different concept. It's got the side border, but not the end border, so it's borderless and bordered at the same time. Obviously most casinos have borderless decks, but obviously with Daniel's magic background as well, he put borders on the sides for performers as well. The back design is just like the box. It's got the black with some kind of gold pattern behind it, and see there the Lion's Den there. So very good, and the border with the gold stripes on it. As far as the deck itself, it handles beautifully. All the Ellusionist decks do. It handles, it's a thinner cardstock like most of the Ellusionist decks. It feels a lot like the Rounders. It obviously has a lot of black, so it's pretty thick ink, but the card is very thin, just like the Artifice decks, and some of Daniel's other decks, the Rounders, Dealers, some of his other ones. So you can expect optimal performance with the deck and with a thin cardstock as well. It was printed by the US Playing Card Company. It doesn't say what the finish is. I'm guessing it's probably air cushion finish, but with the copyrights and things like that, it doesn't say it on the side. So you do get a double back card with the deck, and then as far as any other bonus cards, there's no ad cards, but there is a black, just plain black card, which it looks like a cut card. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's used in poker games to mark where the cut has been made in the deck. Usually these are a thick plastic card that is in the same shape as the deck or a regular card would be. it feels just like a normal card. Not the bigger, thicker plastic one, but that's what my guess is. And what is that used for? It's used to mark after the cut has been made in the deck. The dealer will place it on the bottom. So while he's dealing cards and he doesn't want to flash the bottom card to let anyone at the table know what that bottom card is. So that will be placed on the bottom during a game after the cut has been made. That's why they call it the cut card. So that's what it's used for. And you've also probably seen Daniel use that card with his Gambler's deck. There's some bottom deals and some Greek deals you could do using that cut card to mark the bottom of the deck and still do some cool things with it. So those are the two bonus cards you get, the cut card and the double backer. Everything else is fairly standard in this deck, so I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. It's the same color as the Rounders and the Dealers and almost all of his other decks. The two Jokers, not my favorite. You can see them here, they're in the gold. Right there. It says the Joker on the bottom with that same kind of lion's claw. And this one has a King of Diamonds reveal, which is Daniel's card. He is the face of the King of Diamonds, as he is on all of his other decks. Pardon the shadow there in the corner, I apologize for that. So there are your two Jokers. The Ace of Spades is obviously similar to all of it. It's the same exact design as the Rounders and Dealers. And the King's Ace as well. So it's got that same look. It does have the back design kind of cut into it with the, again, that kind of lion's claw tearing down through the middle of the card. You've got your, again, cool kind of Old English D Lion's Den font on the bottom. And as far as that goes, the rest of the deck is Daniel Madison standard, except for, you saw in the King's deck he had Peter McKinnon with him. In this deck, the King of Spades is Jeff Lianza, the deck artist, and obviously there's Daniel as a King of Diamonds. All the other cards are standard except for the other. I guess there's colored. I should show you the color variants on the court cards. Really kind of go good. It's got that nice gold foiled kind of look as far as the court card color, which a lot of the cards now I seem to be leaning toward this gold striping or gold outlining on the court cards. So that's kind of a nouveau direction that we're headed into here. But pretty nice. Again, same colored red cards as all the decks are, that kind of darker red, which again is kind of where the new cards are more leaning towards now. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty straightforward as far as one of Daniel's decks. Not sure if I'd use this in Magic performances with, you know, just the odd kind of look of the back. Definitely a collector's item. If you're a fan of Daniel's work, I would definitely pick it up. Again, I was probably hoping for a little more. I mean, no one likes Daniel's work more than me. I'm a big fan of his, but it seems like some of his latest decks have been a little bit left to be desired. And again, I know this was a little bit of a special project with the casino angle with it, so I wasn't sure what to expect. But I'm just hoping for one of his newer decks with his new production company to do a little bit more with some of the face cards and things like that, except for just some color changes and back changes. So there it is. I want to keep it kind of short. So again, this is the newest deck from Ellusionist and Daniel Madison, the Lion's Den Casino and Lounge deck. It's available right now. Again, let me know what your thoughts are, guys. I want to know kind of where your head's at with this new kind of, not even sure what to call this, but definitely collector's item. Performing, again, like I said, probably not ideal, but it's pretty cool. You know, the font is really nice. I love Old English font, but being a Detroit Tigers fan, I kind of have to. So, but no, I love Old English font wherever you can get it in, especially some of these older. If you wanted the decks to look a little older, that's a good way to go as well. So there it is, and I would love to hear your feedback. That's all I got for you for this week, and we will see you out there sometime soon. All right, thanks. Bye.